room. We followed the whole thing, and about 15 seconds later, it was all over, and we did it. But I'll never forget that Bibi Netanyahu let us down. That was a very terrible thing, I will say that. And so when I see sometimes the intelligence, you talk about the intelligence, or you talk about some of the things that went wrong over the last week, they've got to straighten it out, because they're fighting potentially a very big force. They're fighting potentially Iran. And when they have people saying the wrong things, everything they say is being digested by these people, because they're vicious and they're smart. And boy, are they vicious, because nobody's ever seen the kind of sight that we've seen. Nobody's ever seen it. But they cannot play games. So we were disappointed by that, very disappointed. But we did the job ourselves, and it was absolute precision, magnificent, beautiful job. And then Bibi tried to take credit for it. That wasn't good. That didn't make me feel too good, but that's all right. So they got to strengthen themselves up.
This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. You can always count on out-of-power Donald Trump when it comes to Iran, Israel, our ally relationship, and classified documents to do the wrong and treasonous thing and subject himself to another criminal charge. Came together while Donald Trump, as you just heard, was pandering to the Jewish American vote in Florida just yesterday, on Wednesday. And during that time, you can see the statements that he's making about classified information, again, about Iranian war plans and the assassination that's public, that the United States, using a drone, was able to take out Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. He claims in that clip, and in doing so, attacks Israel at a moment of war, in contravention of U.S. foreign policy, at a time where President Biden and Secretary of State Blinken are busy coalition building and continuing to protect a vulnerable Israel from attack on its other borders. This is the time that Donald Trump used to again disclose classified information about the fact that, in his view, Israel and its intelligence community and Netanyahu did not support the American plan to take out Soleimani at the Baghdad airport in Iraq while he was visiting from Iran. That's also a lie. The bigger issue is he continues to acknowledge that he is revealing classified information that he only had because he was president of the United States at the time, undermining and making us more vulnerable every day. And it should come as no surprise, because the superseding amended indictment in Mar-a-Lago brought against him, actually, to remind everybody, is based in part on him disclosing on a recording, a secret recording that we now have, of course, and Jack Smith's special counsel has, in which, in Bedminster, to pay back General Mark Milley, the then Joint Chiefs of Staff head, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, for an article that he had come out with in an interview in the New Yorker magazine just prior to this meeting in Bedminster. He attacked Milley, but by doing so, he disclosed to a room full of people without top secret and classified security clearance, secret Iranian war documents. He's got a fetish, and it's going to get us potentially the subject of an attack in Iran. He's got a fetish for Iran. And Mark Milley, who he wants to, of course, hang and assassinate. Mark Milley is going to be a lead witness against Donald Trump in both, I'm sure, the Mar-a-Lago case and in the D.C. election interference case. And so Donald Trump has this syndrome where he can't stop revealing classified documents and information, and even acknowledges it while he's talking to voters in Florida, as we heard just now. And just to remind everybody, before I go to why that's a lie, that Israel didn't support the United States assassination efforts for Soleimani, let me just remind you of what he did in Bedminster, acknowledging that he kept a pile of Iranian war documents and then showed the Iranian war plans to people once he left office and to people who didn't have classified information. Let's roll that audio again.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
That's right.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him.
Wow.
We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time,
she'd send it, no, she'd send it to Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert.
Please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it. And he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the
You did.
papers.
It's pretty
This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify.
figure out
it.
a
See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. Now I can't, but this is
Yeah,
classified.
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so. Here I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's
you.
incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring
they
some
never
bring some
afford
cokes
it.
in, please.
For me, having life insurance and understanding the importance to protect your family and everything you've worked so hard for is crucial. I recently got married, and that peace of mind knowing my family would be okay in a worst-case scenario is so important. It is never too late to get coverage. Select Quote has helped people save 50% or more by shopping highly rated insurance carriers. They do the legwork and research for you. Listen to this. Select Quote found a 40-year-old man a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month, and all of this was in minutes. Want to cross this off your list fast? Select Quote can offer up to $2 million in instant affordable coverage with no medical exam required. So whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, their licensed insurance agents can help you find the right policy for you, your family, and your budget. Plus, quotes are completely free and take only minutes. We're all busy, but do me a favor. Take a couple of minutes today to get your free quote. Go to selectquote.com. That's selectquote.com. Details on the sample rate at selectquote.com. So what can you take away from the speech, the rally he gave in Florida this week, in which he admitted that he's revealing, again, Iranian classified, highly valuable and highly top secret classified information about war efforts, about assassination plans, about who was or wasn't involved, in order to pander to an audience to get votes. That's the takeaway. It's always Iran. It's always Mark Milley. And it's always Donald Trump losing his gosh darn mind and revealing classified information and lying about it. Because in interviews that were given, for instance, in newspapers in Israel, in Hebrew no less, that have been translated, just in December of 2021, one of the heads of the intelligence community, Tamir Heyman, Major General Tamir Heyman for Israel, is quoted as saying that the Israelis did support the assassination on Soleimani. In fact, the Israeli intelligence agencies are the ones that supplied the U.S. with the coordinates for the plane that Soleimani was on from Iran to Iraq and all that flight information, so that they had a place when he hit the airport in Iraq for the drone to strike. And so that was just revealed in a newspaper that's widely read in intelligence circles in Israel. So let's go over all the problems with Donald Trump's speech and why it could lead easily to another count, if Jack Smith is listening, which he always is, in the Mar-a-Lago case, or in another case. Donald Trump wants to get back at Mark Milley. He wants to, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He wants to assassinate him. He wants his followers to attack him. He wants to undermine his credibility before he testifies against him in Mar-a-Lago and in the DC election interference case. He took with him a pile of Iranian war documents, which he then showed to try to prove that it was Mark Milley who wanted to attack Iran, not him. He keeps saying, that wasn't me, that was Mark Milley. Look, isn't this amazing? You heard it on that last video. And now pandering in front of an audience of, I would assume, Jewish American voters in Florida, having lived there myself. He talks about, and I guess in a way to show that he's stronger than most when it comes to Israel, undermines the relationship with Netanyahu by claiming he didn't have a good relationship with Netanyahu, that Netanyahu interfered with and didn't support the attack on Soleimani, when that's a lie. So he's revealing classified information, and he's revealing it wrong. And now we heard, it was Milley that wanted to attack Iran, but now he's taking credit and sole credit for the Soleimani assassination because it makes good press, because he thinks it'll work with voters who aren't paying attention. And that's why we're here. We're here to call it out. Donald Trump needs to be brought accountable and pay the price for his continued use of classified information in order to gain a political advantage. There's no other way to put it. While he undermines our foreign policy, attacks an ally at wartime, during a war, all he should be saying is what is consistent with American foreign policy right now, which is the complete support of Israel against Hamas. That's the official American policy, and that is the American policy that every former president that's still alive, from Jimmy Carter through George W. to Bill Clinton to Barack Obama, they have to toe that line. They don't conduct their own foreign policy because they used to be a president. Donald Trump's not the only former president that we have alive, but you don't see the others through their national security institutes or their foundations conducting foreign policy that is at odds with the official American position. We have one president at a time. They conduct foreign policy by constitutional responsibility and power, not the person out of power. But Donald Trump never understood that, doesn't understand how government works, doesn't understand the Constitution, and will try anything for political advantage, even throwing an ally at time of war under a bus. This is not the first time since the superseding indictment at Mar-a-Lago came out that he has revealed, or that we've learned about other classified information being revealed. Here on the MeidasTouch network, we also talked about Donald Trump telling an Australian member of the Mar-a-Lago Golf Club about Australian and U.S. submarine classified information. Again, bragging with the boys in the locker room, using America's national intelligence in order to curry favor and to be the big man. That's a problem. This is why Donald Trump is unfit for office. And this is why we bring it to you in hot takes just like this one. One place, the MeidasTouch network. If you like these kind of hot takes, we pull them all together. I do it with a co-anchor on Wednesday, Karen Friedman-Agnifilo, co-founder of MeidasTouch Network, Ben Meiselas, on Saturday. It's on this YouTube channel. It's called Legal AF. It is what you think it is. And you can subscribe and free subscribe to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel and help them get to 2 million free subscribers. The bigger they get, the more your voice is heard. And I'll continue to bring you this information, this news, this analysis at the intersection of law, politics, and justice until my next hot take, until my next episode of Legal AF. This is Michael Popok reporting.
Hey, Midas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.